a fucking psychopath, and it's like, dude, don't you enjoy the games? Yeah, but you're not allowed to.
What games?
The fuck?
I really don't think the console wars was a marketing ploy at all. I think that was entirely created by us.
I mean, like,
elitist
it didn't work super well because most people I know just abandoned consoles because they were tired of arguing.
Was that why they abandoned consoles, or was it because World of Warcraft was on PC?
Yeah. WoW killed consoles.
I mean,
I'm just saying. It did for me.
I feel like Diablo started it, and then WoW was like right in the
yeah. Oh, dude, agree.
Blizzard's new motto. It's Blizzard Entertainment. Fuck what you're doing.
Fuck with glasses coming out. End your life.
You live here now.
Your life as you know it is over.
So are we? Can
you put on a shirt?
Are we ready to? to I don't know. To anything that's not immediately WoW.
No, I think we should loop back around to World of Warcraft again.
How do I whisper bub?
I apologize. I was playing WoW. No, no. I as you can probably tell, I was fast asleep, which is so not my MO. Like, that's not me in the afternoon. Like, I am still recovering from. I had to get Nurble to the airport today, like, as my ears are akimbo. I had to get Nurble to the airport at.
I saw that tweet.
Yeah, that was delightful. So I not a lot of sleep last night, or the week before this. So I apologize. That was very that was not my
it's all right.
jam.
It's all right. Shit happens, you know.
I'm gonna be a sleepy kitty when it first starts. I apologize.
Okay. It's all right. We'll kick into it.
Not your fault. I'm an adult who didn't know she was gonna pass out.
So about World of Warcraft.
Relax.
I can't. It won't let me whisper bub. I'm just sending you a Discord message.
All right.
This is a World of Warcraft stream now. That's all you missed.
I'm waiting on it.
Where the fuck are you? There you are. That's not how I spell move.
So Fortnite. Lulz.
Bubba, you look so blue today in the call.
Yeah, it's something, man. It's just Logitech equipment.
Of course.
White balance. Cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Fuck, I had his name all day. What's the name of the dude that works at the inn?
That one.
Do you have these?
Farhan.
Farhan. I was saying his name all day, and I'm like, yeah.
Farhan.
Here, I'm gonna send you something.
Hey, I love messages.
So what do you guys think of the streamer Ninja?
All right, I'm out.
That's the thing that kills Ryu.
That's what I wanted to say when Cal brought up Fortnite.
If you have those settings, it might adjust it for you. If it'll send.
Yeah, it's definitely just a white balance
Let's
issue.
not talk about the new Discord thing today at all, because it triggers the shit out of me.
Boosted.
You can boost servers when we should already have these servers included in Discord already, because TeamSpeak shits on their bandwidth. I mean, what?
I believe it.
Hi.
I'm just triggered because TeamSpeak still has better voice quality.
Yeah, I have all of these features on it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's just Logitech.
It's just the Logitech. Okay.
Yeah,
make sure.
The C920 is just a piece of shit.
Hey, that's what I have. That's what I've had for years.
I like the what is the new one they came out with?
The Brio?
The Brio. I used to have the Brio, and that was pretty good.
I have two Brios. A 935. What is, I think, is the professional one?
Yeah.
Right. A 920.
Did they do a 922 as well?
70. Yeah, they did a 922. I have that
Yeah.
as well because I need different models because I have 8.
Multiple Brio units is a brioche.
Yes. You can't have a brioche on the same USB hub.
That's right.
I would actually believe that. Jokes aside, I would believe it.
No,
C920s?
it's totally true.
I bought 4 C920s like a long time ago so that I could set up a network of cameras.
They won't let you.
Logitech all works together, and it even says it in the software. It does not.
No,
I had to
they
give
didn't.
them away.
The trick around it is you have to completely uninstall the drivers and the software, and then there's like another application you have to use. so that it
But even
identifies
that-
them as separate.
I literally
Yeah.
just gave the 3 other cameras to other local streamers I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have. That's why I have every single cam is like a different. Like I said, I still have it C7 or 270 somewhere because
You need like a cam hub, right? Like,
Yeah. it's like a Pornhub, but it's a little bit cleaner. And
Yeah.
I have 2 powered USB hubs specifically for all because I have so many cameras.
Yeah.
Because because sometimes you can get 2 cameras on a powered USB hub that goes into one.
But not the same, right? Like, I've not been able to get the same.
Not the same cameras, no.
Right.
Like I can have a Brio on one and then a Brio on the other.
Because I've currently got my 920 and the Brio. They're functioning side by side, but
Thank you so
they're
much.
a little bizarre. I don't know why. They don't want to work. Because I had 2 C920s and they just did not want to cooperate at all.
Yeah, they don't. It's like it thinks it's the same camera. It's like,
just-
why would you need 2 cameras?
Yeah, it's conflict on conflict.
So, everything aside, let's spring right into it. Let's talk about what happened last time. If anybody wanted to do anything regarding rep, additional costs of maybe potions, perhaps you wanted to prepare wild magic, I will be putting a maximum cap on that. So, casters will have a bit of a reprieve. And if people miss that, then unfortunately they just miss it. It's just one of those things.
I had a huge conversation about wild magic in my stream this week.
Did you?
I did.
Did you, in fact? I'd love to hear it. Tell me about it.
I think it's kind of terrifying that in character, one of our characters is now scared of her own spell and refuses to cast it. And out of character, the fact that Nick has to go into a new room at the start of every session and go, detect magic, did I die?
And it doesn't always work.
And it doesn't always work.
And yet, when I forget to do it, that's when it does work.
They do. People have started to ask at this point for very particular usage, like 3rd spell cast in stream, even if enemy. 2nd spell cast by Pilakka, that kind of thing. That's people are starting to get around. They see you. They see you prepping the abilities in room.
That's dirty.
It is, but it's clever, and people are actually starting to use them more now on NPCs or combatants as well, just to kind of.
I don't mind if an NPC just suddenly does something fucking batshit, but it's so shitty to be like, yeah, our casters are too scared to cast.
The thing that bothers me is that it's often like a random or like debilitating effect, and then it usually eats up a spell slot too. So like,
oh no, wild magic never consumes a spell slot.
Really?
Never
Okay,
consumes a spell
that.
slot. Never.
Also, don't you have
That's
a new
good.
Bane that we only briefly heard about?
That's still in discussions in creative, where we're trying to come up with the best possible rules for both the Bane and the Boon. And I'm going to be reworking the Wells so people will have an opportunity to create more regular Banes and Boons, and it won't be as detrimental. Something that's not so heavy-handed. Yeah. So, are we actually all afraid of wild magic?
I don't have spells yet, but I'm not looking forward to them that much.
Yeah.
I'm not out of character. In character, I feel like this is the second time she's tried to use Lullaby. And she's not an experienced spellcaster, right? So it's not like these are spells she's cast a whole bunch just in game. It's happened. It's more like, she learned this shit in like How to Be a Bard 101 back, like the Cliff Notes back at home. And now she's trying it and it's just being like, what?
Right.
So it's really kind of freaking her out.
Sure.
I would say in character, Pilakka is like more. I'm still trying to come like she's probably looking for a reason because this has never happened before. Normally things go the way that she plans, and now things are just kind of random. And out of character, I'm terrified of it. Yeah, because I'm the healer, so I put hands on somebody. If I roll something bad, they just explode.
They could. They very well could. Yeah.
You've summoned 10 celestial boars into Zanjifar's stomach.
All versions of Cure Wounds is a
Not
touch
even in the
spell.
party. He just like, ugh.
Sometimes they're not.
Elsewhere, he explodes.
That could probably also happen.
Sometimes they're not as bad, right? Like occasionally, I think this is more of a slap in the face of like the viewers, because people have been spending reputation to put potions in the game. I would say probably 5 or 6, maybe 7 sessions ago in Shackled City, Wild Magic was procced and they rolled into it, and it turned all potions on every player character into
Oof.
vicious poisons.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. No, that's
I heard about that.
That's rough.
I
That
don't
maybe should
really.
take it out of the list.
Suck.
I don't consider it a slap in the face of viewers either, because I consider these to be two different demographics of the viewers. The viewers that want us to succeed and our story to continue, and the viewers that just want to watch some shit burn for a little while.
I don't know. Half the time, I feel like they're the same person.
A couple of them are for
I would
sure.
say,
I've
yeah.
met them. Looking at you, Turbo. But you know,
I mean, to be honest, out of character, I love the mechanic. I think it's great, and it's not going to keep me from making out of character decisions, which is part of why I'm trying to make in character decisions with it. Like, only because it makes sense. Like, I can see if I'm a longtime spellcaster, I probably wouldn't have ever made that, correlation, because this is two of tens of thousands of spells that I've cast over the years. But when it's two of like tens of spells I've cast, then in character she's going to be like, what the fuck? But out of character, again, I think it's great. It's not going to stop me from doing things in character. Like,
Sure.
I'll tell you, out of character, if there's a situation where I think she would cast Lullaby, she'll still do it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just trying to incorporate it into an in-character situation for like a character development thing, not as I'm never casting this shit again.
That makes sense. I feel like that does make sense.
Yeah.
Luckily, a few things, some addendums here. You guys have 5 luck rerolls today. Turbo Wars came in and dropped 25 subs right away and gave everybody 5 luck rerolls. Remember, if you get struck with wild magic and you're unhappy with it, or if I feel like you will be unhappy with it, I'll give you the opportunity to reroll with one of your luck rerolls. Yep.
So it's just a different
Is that-
wild magic.
Yes.
way less terrified
Okay,
of wild
that's cool.
magic.
Yes. Secondly, someone just asked in chat, which this was something that was explained before, but I never quite gave into this. People can actually counter a wild magic burst with their own wild magic burst. So if there's someone out there that wants wild magic to happen, but someone's like, no, this has to be a moment that their spell succeeds, they can actually counter it. Someone can counter that wild magic burst right then with their wild magic burst.
See, those two things make it way less deadly and not as terrifying. People just coming in and trying to fuck us up is scary. Rolling something like Darkest Timeline, actually interesting. We talked about it in the post-game show. Am I allowed to talk about what you've told us that's done?
At this point, like, as long as we don't go into super explicit details, yeah, you can discuss these things.
So what Bub had told us was that because we rolled the Darkest Timeline, we weren't supposed to have a resurrected fucking Akentepe turn into a god and vanish and whatever that means in the future. We filled the criteria for that by accident upon entering the room, but the situation was made available to us because of the Darkest Timeline. And to me, that's really cool. That's story building that happens naturally in front of you, and we don't know what it's going to do and what's going to happen, and it's not a part of the book, so like, what the fuck does that mean? And anything could happen, and that's super, super cool. Wild magic that accidentally turned the room into lava and TPK'd fucking 80% of your party.
That's cool.
We're like, oh fuck, that's a shitty way to die.
That's not a good story, right?
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, as long as the story is good.
Yeah, and I love challenges, and I'm not like, oh, Abasi died, I'm going to quit everything. I don't want him to die, but if a challenge arises that we fail that gets him killed, at least it was a challenge. I felt like we tried. How many of the party did we manage to get survive? Cool. Versus like you snapped your fingers and the room turned into the bottom of the ocean. That's terrifying. And if there's no counter or control over that, that's really terrifying. Not that anything that grotesque has come out of the cards yet.
Now, that being in mind at this point, it's going to require people to pay attention. It's also going to make some people a little salty, knowing that their wild magic burst for the month got countered by someone else, and it's not in an opportunity to make you feel as if your fun is being quelled or squelched. That's not the case. It's just for the increase of being random and increasing the opportunity of making something really incredible happen or something really terrible happen, depending, right? If, for instance, if Nick is out of spell slots and he is aware at the beginning of the episode that someone has cast wild magic on him, and he just goes to fire something at the BBEG, that's the big bad evil guy, right away, hoping that wild magic procs, like that's a certain meta knowledge, and that could happen, right? This wouldn't be the first time that I've had a player turn a mini boss into a salmon and just eat it in front of me on the first round of combat.
Wow.
We didn't have anything to do with that.
No, not at all.
What? Wait, us? Was that us?
No.
Not this game.
Okay.
No, not this game. That was you and me last game.
No, that's what I'm asking. I don't remember that happening.
We turned what was it, like a gnoll leader or a goblin or some shit like that into a fish in the first round of combat, and then we ate him.
Yes.
How do I not remember that?
Yeah,
Maybe I wasn't there for that one.
That was wild magic, I think, that just randomly rolled him into a fish, and we were like, well, we'll eat him because we don't have any rations.
Yeah, we're out of
So
food.
we ate the boss.
Yep. Mini boss down. It was quite unfortunate. My players run a train on mini boss in my offline game and killed him before he even went. Yeah, that happens, man. Sometimes you get lucky like that.
And I mean, we live in a world where wild magic probably happens. Like, if there was magic, I can see not everything happens the way it's supposed to. And I really enjoy, and I don't say this to pander or to be like, please, but I really enjoy the aspect of random character of
You're muted.
DXC has failed.
Yeah.
Muted.
Like halfway through the sentence.
thank you, Zoe. Thank you. My keyboard flipped
Lols.
over. And sorry. Anyway, world is full of wild magic. You ask for a puppy cut on a dog, and then you get a different dog. Right? Like this, I love. Like, I'm glad. It's beautiful. I love. He needed a haircut, but this is a different dog.
Yeah, he looks different.
Right? Like, look at him. He's like 2/3 less dog.
Wow.
Poor Packet. Look at him.
What did they do to you?
I picked him up and I was like,
changed me.
I did say less. I did say puppy cut. I did say shorts.
Yeah.
Where's his face?
Where's his face?
He'll be extra cuddly though. That's all right.
Oh, he has been because he's like, I'm cold and there are wolves after me.
I just hope that wild magic is still okay with everybody, despite some of the things that can
I think it's
happen,
great.
and that I'm not approached in like 10 weeks and players are like, listen, wild magic's ruining everything in the world, and I am not okay with the viewers changing the game and taking agency away from my character.
It scares me, but I don't think it's a game ender. What I did consider a game ender was when we originally had the RP quirks, because I could not get into a character with that.
Sure, that's difficult, and that's something that's on the table for reworking, because it's something that I want to see in the future, but not as intense as it was. So everything's a learning curve at this point.
I think for me, there's a fine line between chat being able to randomly impact the game itself, like the world that we're in and the things that we do, versus chat being able to influence the character that I am. Right? Like, that is a non-start. Like, someone can suddenly say, oh, well, now you do that. Well, okay. No, that's not who I envision this character to be.
Sure.
I think it's almost like body autonomy. Like, I need to have that. And anything outside of that, I think, is just in the world. And that's you as the GM. I think that's a fantastical thing.
I want challenges and interesting things. I don't want the game to randomly end when something horrific happens that wasn't like one of your teammates kicked a grenade over and blew up the entire party. That I'm okay with. Grenades rain from the roof randomly. Scary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm probably the biggest detractor or disliker of wild magic. I think it's probably because it affects me the most.
That's fair.
But I'm not at the point where I'm ready to quit the game over it, or that it's ruining my time. It's usually it's like when I find out I have wild magic, it's like an unexpected death in a video game. It's like, fuck, and then you get past and you keep playing.
I just know from experience that I've had players that are like, oh shit, here we go again, and it's wild magic.
Oh shit.
And then everything goes so perfectly for them, and they're like, yeah, I love wild magic. And the moment something bad happens, they're like, this is fucking stupid. I want to quit.
Well, it's human nature, but I think if there's a game-ending issue, I don't think anybody in this call will be like, I'm not going to go talk to him about it.
Yeah, it's,
I would hope
it's,
that's not
it's,
the case.
It's definitely not a matter of whether or not it benefits me. It's just kind of like messing with your plans more than anything. And if it doesn't remove a spell slot, then I was already making an assumption that it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It never occupies a spell slot. It's basically just a surge just hits you, and it's like, where did this energy come from? What's happening? It's strange, but okay.
Right, just like a random erection, like
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I swear this red light doesn't make me horny, but
there's something about its shape.
Random erections happen to me all the time.
I can imagine.
I mean,
it's
how
rough.
are we going to work out at red lights like you do?
Right.
The fair point, my friend. I'm working out right now.
I'm sure wild magic lasts longer than 4 hours. Please consult a doctor.
Holy shit.
Oh, God damn it.
So
Please consult a paladin.
Quick,
I just want to say,
I can't help you.
Go ahead, Nick.
I just wanted to say one last thing about wild magic, which is if I were to like get regularly targeted with it to a point that I got excessive and I was just like feeling like I had no idea what my character was going to do at any time, then I would probably bring it up.
Right.
And I think that kind of goes back to like roundabout what I was saying. Then it starts to impact who you are as a character, right?
Well, exactly.
It's not so random. It's some divine being is picking on me.
Yes, that's
Right?
quite accurate. Which some people embrace that. Some people go out of their way to make wild magic casters entirely.
Right. And I think
And I totally agree.
if we can embrace it, make it in character, it's one thing. But I think that it's a character by character basis. But I agree also, you can't. What's good for the goose has to be good for the gander, right? You can't be like, this wild magic was awesome for me, and then this wild magic sucked.
Yeah.
So fuck you. Yeah.
Goldilocks, right? This wild magic is just right.
That's right. Can't pick and choose. You got to run with it. Can't have one without the other.
So when you're ready to start, I just have one quick story.
Okay. All right.
It's really relevant.
It's okay. All right.
Not really relevant. I never brag about meeting shit and doing shit.
All right.
But on Saturday night after the con, our friend Cypher, who's amazing, and I don't know if she's in chat right now, was like, hey, you want to go with me to go have drinks with Matt? I was like, Matt who? She's like, Mercer. So we get to hang out with him for like 2 hours on Saturday night.
That's awesome.
Yo.
I was like, okay. So I might have told him about our game, but it's not like he will never stop by. But it is now in his zeitgeist. So we're famous from no perspective at all. But we're going to go with it.
Perfect.
I'm taking it. I count those as wins.
And I do too, which is why I was like, oh, I wish they were here. And I got dice.
Perfect.
Running.
That
was my two things. I think we need a lot of shirts.
One day. Wait, we need a lot of shirts?
Yes, I need a shirt from you that says you can try.
Oh.
But I think I was like, our characters need shirts. We're all like iconic on our own.
Sometimes it really just comes down to whatever kind of takes off, right? Like in Shackled City, the players always ventured to the same pub, the same tavern, every night. It's the one place that they've been accepted after almost 4.5, 5 years in the game, and that's the Tip Tankard. And we have a shirt. There's a shirt actually on my Design by Humans that's dedicated to our 100 episodes milestone to the Tip Tankard. And that was fairly successful. I think people really like that. But whatever happens here, whatever it takes, it could end up being the Tooth and Hookah.
Shirt.
Yeah,
I would totally go. And like a toothy stuffed animal.
A toothy stuffed animal, man. I don't think they're ready for just the world is not ready for a toothy stuffed animal. It just could be too cute.
But then we can make a larger size, and it can be Donkor.
I'm gonna draw a Zanjafar body pillow.
Me a crocodile.
No, God, yes. But he has to look. You have to basically give him Nicolas Cage's face underneath the beard. That's the only deal. I'll buy 12 if you do.
Can it be the face that's like that they memed going through the stars from like where he's on the airplane?
It can be anything as long as it's face.
Okay.
I know that there are people that are in chat right now that already have set to their phones a text message alert that just says agreed.
Yeah, that was great.
It's used a lot. I've probably heard it 5 or 6 times this week, and it's not on my phone at all. So it's fun. Yeah. All right. Enough dilly dally, and let's hop into what happened last week. Not a lot occurred, but there was just enough that we should probably briefly touch on this.
Made it back to Tooth and Hookah. We got a new party member, Pog.
We did, in fact.
Zanzibar got kidnapped by a cat, and then we kidnapped a goblin.
I got naked.
Yeah, we had bird nudity.
Yep. Scraggly feathers.
Tiggle bitty groping.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Donkor got drunk.
Oh, yeah, that did happen, didn't
Donkor did not, yeah.
Like,
oh,
oh,
that's
shit.
right.
Donkor earned it.
He did. What happened to Zanzibar?
Flew away on some giant titties.
He's definitely dead.
He's
He's a pile of bones in a very clever Sphinx's den.
This is the only way I can hold on.
I swear, on the front like this.
Perfect. Yes, he flew off with a magical creature. Let's see, what can we recall about this magical? What kind of creature is it?
It's a Sphinx.
All right.
Sphinx.
Why did the Sphinx take Donkor? Or excuse me, not Donkor. Zanzibar.
Sphinx would take me. Whoa, this is a completely different story.
Oh no, why did she? We don't know.
You were drunk. You had no idea.
The Sphinx came back. I want Donkor. Oh shit.
I forgot something.
Because
Zanzibar said he was lonely.
The Sphinx.
Well, what a twist.
Pharaoh's son?
The Sphinx worked for his daddy.
Yeah, they had a previous agreement regarding Zanzibar. And Zanzibar's father is, as we've spoken many times at this point, he is the Pharaoh. It's kind of a big deal. A little bit of an important person here. So as such, Zanzibar is just that. There were some riddles, which chat didn't help with at all.
Nope.
Not
Did it?
even a little bit.
I made sure I closed chat,
Yeah,
actually.
I closed chat too.
I actually didn't have chat open that stream.
I went to Google.
Well, you
We're all
were
trying to hide from it.
You ran away and left us to deal with the Sphinx on our own.
I warned you that you should run
Yeah.
away, but
Well,
you were like,
didn't.
Zanzibar, no.
Still abandoned
I
us.
think what really helped was Neferani roller perception.
Yes. Yes.
Pilakka and Abasi, you're like, she has eyes, run!
Yes. This is also accurate. I did choose the first of the riddles directly from the very first website that I could find on the internet, just to make it easy for everyone.
And I still, in character, was like, Wisdom 10.
Yeah.
What? Oh, an Oldsmobile?
Yes.
They're
The
like,
other
I
no,
saw a
they-
punch buggy hit him.
The other two were completely original. They were created in-house, so that's a good feel. And we were quite surprised to see the preparedness of Zanzibar. Didn't strike me as a riddlesmith, but he was this time. This time. So yes, you were taken. You were taken after correctly answering 3 riddles. Your friends were able to survive. Nobody died on this day. However, we did see the brief leave of Zanzibar and the introduction of Ronan. What's a Ronan?
He's
We don't know.
he's a dick in a box.
Mostly true. Mostly true.
Yeah.
Everybody had a good opportunity to meet Ronan. Did you come out and say that you were a goblin?
Well,
I think he was identified by Pilakka.
Yeah,
yeah,
Pilakka did.
Palaka identified him originally, and then when Donkor and Neferani came in the room, I said something about, like, was I supposed to say I'm a dwarf?
He was passed off as trying to be a pummet dwarf.
Yeah.
That Abasi did not like to hear at all.
Not even a little bit.
Well, we said he was hideously deformed.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're getting so insulted.
You put in one of the people and you went, oh, look at that fucked up thing.
I can't believe the bartender fell for it, though. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
He had bad rolls and they had good rolls.
What an
Oh,
It was a
idiot.
lie without purpose.
I could feel the guilt
What
in
an,
Bub's
what an
voice.
idiot. Yeah, I just rolled poorly. As dated as the character actually is, he hadn't previously met much in the way of a pommet. And when you're like, yeah, he was just horrendously scarred and mutated. It was acid. Lots of acid. Like, oh. Ooh.
Abasi's answering them going, no!
I've been in this situation in real life. People feed me the worst line, and I'll have felt like I should have, like I've made a mistake, and my internal shame will keep me from, I don't know, being logical, right? Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The color green has always been a tinge of orange. God, what are you dumb?
Right? Like, sorry. Hey, I intimidated someone over our name.
You did. You
We're
did, in
still
fact.
called Big Dog.
Shit gets weird.
Yes. And it continued to get weird, even when you guys went off to the room together. Because then you stopped being a Pommet, and you started being Gidok.
That was a thing.
I'm the man
I
of many
forgot about that
faces.
thing.
Are you? I don't think you are.
No.
What's your charisma again?
4.
No,
4.
that's the score, not the modifier, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a -3 modifier.
Our
Just
team
everyone
doesn't have
knows
very
that.
many charismatic people. It's a wonder Neferani doesn't get. Are you sure you're with them? Did they kidnap you?
Who has the highest charisma? I'm kind of curious on that.
I'm pretty
The Bard.
It has to be the bard.
Which is, I would hope it's the Bard.
I was
I
going to
Paladins
say,
would
are-
hope so,
Actually,
too.
Paladins are supposed to have a huge
was
one, but mine's
probably-
negative.
it was probably between Neferani and Donkor, since Donkor is a merchant by
Yeah.
trade. He
Oh,
may have
true.
invested more in charisma.
Mine's is actually the score is 17.
See, that's
Uh,
That's really high.
Zanjafar's was
Roll
20.
a d20, Beard. Oh, man. We can try.
I have I'm popping this bad boy out because
I had to open roll 20. Don't worry about that.
yeah, same thing. I was like, I should. Oh, that's how you check. Have roll 20 open like a good player.
I rolled a
Yeah,
5,
I have-
but luckily
I
I
have
have
8
336 to
charisma.
add to
My
it.
charisma is
Oh, yeah.
18. I'm other than like the sleep face, stinking adorable.
See, I already got somebody in chat for you, bub. I get things done.
Do you? Wow, this man.
Fable Beard is the dude, the guy, the beard company.
Hi, new guy.
Go!
Welcome in, Fable Beard Co. I hope you enjoyed today's show. It's going to be, well, as you can see, bearded on most parts, and on the ones that it's not, she is, I suppose, if I can recollect right, subtly aroused by red lights.
Well, subtly aroused by many things, but red lights apparently are one of them.
I mean, you are a cat after all.
I'm scared. I don't even want to ask.
What do you think is
Laser
happening
lights.
with those
Laser
laser
pointer.
pointers?
Oh, God, that changes everything.
Oh my
No.
god.
Right?
But wait, there's more.
I'm throwing out all my laser pointers. I can't play with my cat anymore. Look her in the eye.
Oh no.
She's at the end of the bed. Hey, Dad. Meow.
No.
Oh my god.
No, please.
My
Perfect.
pony starts playing in the background.
Oh,
Pony.
no. No.
We're
Goodbye, horses.
I'd fuck me.
Oh, God.
No, not the dog.
Or Packet. Sorry, Packet. I wouldn't, my friend. All
Oh,
right.
he licked me. No.
Let us swing into today's event. I think this should be good. Yeah. We're going to take off there and close the tavern theme. After a long rest, a night of relaxation before you. A lot of you decided that you had some things to take care of today. But first, an opportunity to relish in your success. To bask in a bit of a reprieve from, well, being underground. From being under attack by Abasi's father. From the dead that may walk in the walls and bound. But now, you're here. You were at the Tooth and Hookah after your long rest. Was there anybody that wanted to do anything specifically before everybody begins to rise with the sun?
I don't think I have anything planned for inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I want to escape.
Lord!
It's like that's you. Oh, yeah, right. I thought you were just gonna do it.
Like I think before I went to bed, I probably would have checked, or maybe first things when I wake up. But I want to check the ceiling to make sure that the point where the poo came in, and still our raccoony friend is no longer like as vulnerable as it was. That I probably would have done before I went to bed, but I don't know if that's even valid or relevant, or that's the only thing I can think of.
It has been brought down. What you last recall was that it was wedged open. So they use some sort of the equivalent of a nail or like a clay to bring it down. Okay. And it's bricked down, but at this point it's no longer propped up, so people can enter freely.
Why is Ronan so terrifying?
What?
Why are you so terrifying?
What
I'm just seeing your new art for your character.
Oh, I just picked something random.
That is so scary. I would have definitely put you back in that box. And left you in the desert.
Charisma, dude.
I would have left and I'm like, no.
That's his best smile. He's trying his hardest.
That's a demon fish. Put him back in the box.
Perfect.
I think I'm pretty sure Ronan would sleep as long as he could because he's never really slept inside a house. Well, I mean, he's never slept in something so luxurious.
Sure.
So I'd literally sleep as long as I possibly could.
And you were sleeping at the...
In the room with me.
Correct. You were sleeping in Neferani's room on the floor somewhere. Did you have like a box or a
Well, I was
pouch?
like on a...
That one.
I would have made sure that he wouldn't take a bed, like he had...
I had like a
some
cushion.
Comfort. Yeah.
Do you mean like did I have any like equipment on me, like extra?
No, not equipment. All right, what is your preferred sleeping bed? Are you the kind of goblin that just like, that's a cool spot, and you just flay your naked body against the clay and stone? Or are you like a Joey and spring into a pouch and then sleep nestled up with your knees to your face?
You meant a Joey. As soon as you said Joey, I thought like Joey from Friends, and I'm like, wait, what?
That's actually what I thought of.
Be wearing
somebody was
clothes.
With me.
That's Chandler.
I'd probably like I don't know. I'd probably sleep in my armor, because sleeping in cells, anybody could like break into my cell and attack me. But I don't know. Like I'd probably just grab a pillow and then just sleep on the pillow like a cat.
Okay,
maybe.
now you realize that sleeping in your armor will render you fatigued.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
I was unaware.
Yes.
I don't know. That's kind of weird from a character's perspective. I don't know if I would actually... Is that metagaming if I say that I wouldn't? If I know that it would make me fatigued?
Not necessarily so. That I wouldn't say that that's the case. It's just one of those things. Do you feel comfortable enough to sleep with these people that have fed you all night? They've offered you a room. What does this look like?
If it would leave me fatigued, I don't think I would. Even though like I don't know these people, I feel like I could get to my sword fast enough to defend myself. I would make it so that I have clear sight of my sword.
We're not going to find out that like in the middle of the night you took your sword and hacked up some like bamboo reeds or something like that and built a fake cage in the corner and put yourself in it. Like, I feel more comfortable. Or look on top.
I assume there was a fire from my bath last night.
No, it was actually brought up warm. They brought up mini vats so they could warm this accordingly.
Okay.
There's not really a lot of like wood in most of Wati itself. The wood that is there, they do their best to make sure that it's not burned. Because though there is clay everywhere, there's lots of fire as well, and they wish to not just start any kind of blaze. Because wood's expensive.
Okay. What do they usually burn then? The wood or just sparingly?
It's sparingly as wood, but they tend to, because they still grow plants. Like it's dried out vegetables, any kind of like loose reeds that may have grown up around the river itself.
Maybe coal? Are we close enough to mines or anything like that?
You could ask your resident Palmet.
Are we close enough to mines, dwarf man?
To my knowledge, actually, we're not, are we? We're on the river.
I mean, if we're close to any type of mountainside or anything, there would be mines, I would assume. But
I mean,
I don't know how
Bob
mineral
would be the
deposits
one
work
to
in real life.
actually know because he's not from this area, but he is a dwarf, so you'd think he'd kind of know. But based on where we are, I don't think that there's mines here. There's just a lot of onions.
There is a plentiful onion farm, yes.
Like
Burn the onions.
Like almost like
Good.
I'm imagining like some sort of composty, like oniony brush stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what onions look like in the wild. Now that I think about it, they're just the bulb.
Yeah, with a long shoot of green grass.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like coal is. I mean, from what I'm reading, it doesn't look like coal would be anywhere near.
One of the more
an
common
ocean or
accelerants
river.
that you would see is dung, right? That they do still have.
True.
That there's prominent farming, right? So you're also
Farming,
going
yeah.
to see that. That's
Right.
something that can also happen.
Would that be something like for the bath though? Like, did they heat up his bath water with dung?
I mean, they probably
The irony.
they probably would have, but it was brought in like they brought the water upstairs. So wherever their burn pit or whatever they're using to heat the water is elsewhere.
Probably out back. I'd say dung and a lot of like reeds and stuff. They're probably burning foliage. Dried all that shit out, it becomes really good tinder.
Okay, good. Either way, someone around here should have some soot, right?
Likely, you will likely
Yes.
find that they have access to soot or some kind of like carbon leftover that you could drum up somewhere.
Didn't you explode a soot bomb on some poor lady living on a boat?
I think that was just ash.
You just like
Close enough.
run away.
Close enough, I guess. It's not like I haven't had some before. I'm wondering if I had some now.
You will likely have some left over from. I mean, you have a cauldron that you regularly cook in, so that's something that is available to you.
True. Okay. I'll also, if our food came with any salt, I'm gonna steal whatever's left of that. This is just for casting reagents.
Okay, we'll say that at best you're able to fill like half a vial's worth.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a pinch, so that's fine.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. I'm gonna mark that down. I'm good for now.
All right. Anything else? Anybody have any questions, concerns, things they would like to resolve?
I'm trying to gather my stuff as I have woken up in fucking paranoia, and I need to go talk to Farhan.
Sure. What time would you say that you wake up generally? Are you trying to? Are you
he
just kind of
would've
like
got up-
weaving in between your sleep?
Yeah, probably pretty early because we got into town, did well, had food, had drinks. He rested a little bit longer than the rest of the party who showed up after, and then went to bed when KO did. But he would have woken up in the middle of the night and suddenly being a little bit more sober, had that moment of clarity that they don't know. Technically, nobody knows but Farhan that we have left the necropolis yet.
Okay.
Nobody knows that we're alive, which means anybody who had been trying to harm us, the Pook, specifically my dad, wouldn't know we're around yet, but they're going to find out today, and they both know where we're staying.
Yeah, definitely.
Then it's suddenly really, really dangerous. We had people try and assassinate us, and we're going to be in the public eye again, because if most of them died, the people that came back from the necropolis are going to be well known.
Perfect.
So he's paranoid that suddenly he needs to make sure that they're safe. And they never figured that out before they left. He's
Okay.
going to go talk to Farhan.
Roll a d10 for me.
Middle of the road.
All right. You're able to wake before the sun. You hear the intense snores from Neferani's room, of which you definitely recognize as not to be Neferani. Donkor sleeps mostly soundly. There is a putter of snore here or there. But Gidok is the most intense snore of the lot. It does not shake Pilakka whatsoever.
It is mind-boggling that the raccoon is louder than the goblin. You need to get him some asthma treatment, dude.
They haven't
Does
quite
that
made
exist?
CPAP machines at this point.
It was the cheese.
It was the cheese.
Yeah. He's got agita.
Perfect. All right, so you're able to wake before the sun. You can tell that it's not that far off. It's beginning to lighten in the time, so not quite sun, but still you're getting that early morning vibe. You know that it's likely that Farhan hasn't quite gone downstairs. He's not prepped for at least being seen by the public. You're not quite the public. What would you like to do?
This is not a matter of, I don't really want to disturb him. He could be mad. Abasi's looking at this as like we could die today.
Sure.
Realistically, I need to make sure that the person in charge of our house is A, aware of that, and B, actually has our backs and could
Yeah.
maybe give me some info.
So I'm taking a look at the second floor here, and I would like to know which room is yours.
If I remember correctly, we're in the bottom right room, Neferani's in the top left room, and I think the bird's in the bottom left room.
Oh, I thought I was in the...
No, because Abasi and I were sharing a room.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember we took the split room, and then I thought Jamara had the top right room.
Oh, I
think that's right.
Bottom left.
I want to say I'm top left. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I got your 2 rooms spot mixed up in my head.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I thought as well.
This is just memory from several weeks ago.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so you're able to wake. Let's give you an opportunity here. How quiet are you trying to be? Are you assembling your armor and your equipment, or are you just kind of going downstairs in your
I'm
skivvies?
grabbing all my stuff because when I'm done with him, I'm going to have to find my way into town to buy a new breastplate because mine is held on with fucking nothing right now.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Would
you be taking anything additionally to sell?
I'm not going to take anybody else's stuff because I'll either go on my own or I'll come back and rouse somebody depending on what information Farhan gives me.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay. You rise early enough. You're able to gather your things. I would like to give you an opportunity here. Give me a stealth, and I'll give Donkor an opportunity to hear you throughout his sleep. Admittedly, he's probably pretty tired, exhausted of sorts.
I mean, didn't he drink a whole gourd except for a glass full?
And he has no experience with drinking.
Yeah.
Let's just get some negative stealth rolls here.
6. That's good. And a 17. All right. In this situation, even though asleep, and usually there's a modifier for this, so when you're asleep, you sub 10 off of whatever you roll. So you just happen.
Still hurt me.
You just happen to hear. You just happen to hear him gathering his things. Do you disregard this? Do you panic, given that what you've been through the last few, I would say 4 or 5 days or so? What do you do?
Donkor would get up in a panic. He'd be like, "What?" Like as if ready to grab his dagger or something, but then realize it's not on him.
Okay.
Abasi's gonna stop and turn around and see him like reaching for his belt line and go, "It's not that kind of morning. It's not."
You see Abasi.
Next time you should be a little bit quieter.
Give me a perception, Donkor. A new one, since you've been startled awake. Granted, you still have sleep in your eyes, but you still rolled exceptionally well.
He has eyes! Damn it!
You wipe at your eyes, and then reflexively you peer back to Abasi before he exits, and you notice that he's gathered all of his belongings. He has donned his armor, and he is preparing to exit. You appear above in the lattice, and it's not quite daylight.
Where do you think you're going this morning?
You know, I thought I'd go for a little walk, shoot the scenery, find out exactly what all the assassins that are trying to kill us are right now.
As if there's any assassins, they probably don't even know we're here yet. Oh,
how long do you think that lasts for?
Probably to the end of the day, considering your apartment, that people are looking for you, and you're going to be there in the middle of the day.
Oh, I mean, that's true. It's not wrong. The thing I'm more worried about is my dad's had run of the town. Oh, I don't know. The entire time we're underground.
Gonna
It
give an
wouldn't take
opportunity
much
here
for him to post a man outside.
for perceptions from the bottom left room.
Uh-oh.
You may not have like clearance to the walls, but the ceiling is just a hash lattice.
Yeah. They can definitely hear us.
Bottom left room, that would be Neferani and
I brought my glasses.
Ronan.
Wow!
A critical fail.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Do I go into a coma?
Chokes on his tongue in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But it's perception, so my eyes get stuck in my eyelids or something.
Let's see what Neferani gets
Too
here
much
as far as
crusties.
perception.
The cheese coma.
Coma.
He smells the worst.
Oh, Misty, you were muted.
Good cheese.
Sorry, my browser was being a crazy pants thing, and I had to like reopen my sheet from Roll20. So
Sure.
sorry to get it to look. So that That's
Neferani, your perception, under most circumstances, it's a little different, right? You are naturally attuned to hearing things, and you've been a light sleeper. You probably haven't gotten much of a sleep at all.
Stay a while.
Ronan has been quite loud. It's exasperating, to say the least. Through his snores and tongue chortles, as he gags, you can hear opposite words. Not with clarity, mind you, but you can at least hear the tones. You recognize Donkor's immediately. It doesn't seem like it's hostile, by any means, but you can at least hear that much. And then it returns as they pause.
Bossy in the room's like, what the fuck?
I'm feeling personally attacked right now. So, I might actually snore like that. She's just gonna try her best to keep going back to sleep, because remember, even though she probably wakes up early, like easily, she's a teenage style sleeper.
Sure. Would you do anything to Ronan? Would you jam a fruit in his mouth, or
what do I have to work with in this room? Like, for example,
beat him to death with a pillow in the middle of the night.
How many pillows do I have at my disposal?
Well, there's a small table. It's probably maybe 2.5, maybe 3 feet off of the ground at absolute best. There are a few throw pillows that are tossed around it. Your bed is, it's adequately equipped with linen. There's a chest for you to store your belongings. It appears that there is a plant in the corner before it meets the door.
I will, every time he wakes me up, and I can roll for this like some random dice, add something else to like a, I don't know, faux wall. Like, first I'll try like to put like something between us, or like a pillow, or like basically I'm imagining him waking up with like almost like a pillow fort around his head, right? That I have tried to make, like, I wouldn't want to suffocate him, but like enough that it would be like, maybe this will shut him the hell up. Like, maybe I dragged the table over him and made like a blanket house or something that was like, please, for the love of Bast and Akentepe, let me fucking sleep.
You awaken when you peer over to him, probably a little disgruntled, maybe even upset, and peering down at him, it's probably one of the more scary scenes that you've witnessed. Despite his size, his head sort of opens like Pac-Man. Because of the way that their head is designed, sort of like a football, their mouth expands across the face, so when it opens, it's like... So
I feel like I would be fascinated by this.
She's just picking at his teeth while he's sleeping.
We've got pretty sharp teeth. Well, she's a cat, though, so it wouldn't phase her.
She's got pretty sharp claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cats have sharp teeth. Yeah.
Table will fit with a little force.
Wow. You're trying to choke me, and I haven't even...
No, I would
done
not.
a real
I
encounter.
definitely want...
It's fine. Neferani herself has told me she won't yuck your yum, so it's okay.
That moment when he wakes up with 3 pillows stuffed in his mouth, and the only thing you hear is, harder! Wait, what?
Wow.
This is the quality content I'm here for. So, yeah, pretty much. I would every time, like over the night, just every single time he said something.
The safe word is cheese.
You do. You manage to place a pillow around his face and then another before you start building up what looks to be some kind of cloth cage around his head. Inevitably, he will roll, and upon deep breath, it's likely that the corner of a pillow would wedge its way into your maw. I'm going to give you an opportunity to wake up to this.
Thank God, I thought you were going to give him an opportunity to choke and die.
Give me 3 perceptions.
3 perceptions?
Yeah, I'd like 3. Okay.
Wow. Wasting all my rolls.
Oh,
wow!
Yeah. Perfect.
There goes my rolls for the night. They're all gone.
This is great.
Why did you re-roll those high rolls? I'm so confused.
It's subtle at first, right? You feel something that kind of jars you, but you look and there's a pillow next to you. You think that Neferani's probably just being kind, has put a pillow up next to you, so when you roll again, you'll roll on top of it. And then when you wake the second time, briefly, your eyes open and you can see that there's a pillow that's kind of adjacent to your head, but now it's sort of building a pyramid. But you don't think much of it, because now it's at least blocking your vision. It helps you sleep easier. However, the third time that you awake, it has now completely domed your head in, and you're just breathing in your musty mouth breath.
Why do I gotta have bad breath? I did eat a lot.
You're a goblin, dude.
You ate a lot of cheese.
I ate a lot of cheese. I have enough children to realize how that comes out. So I'm awake now.
Sure,
correct?
yeah. It's probably a little bizarre. You feel like the frills of the pillow's edge, like grazing across your tongue.
Time to start rolling up that third character.
Damn it.
How did your cloud of barbarian die?
I accidentally suffocated him. With fringe.
I'm going to take one of the pillows, stand up, and then go underneath her bed, and then curl up underneath her bed, and go back to sleep.
Okay, you are going to have a difficult time with this because their beds are they're not lifted off of the ground. It's on like a raised clay platform. So if you'd like to, you can lift this makeshift mattress and weasel yourself under there like a cat might, but it's not quite raised. There's not like bed legs, right?
There's no legs. It's just on the floor. Oh,
no,
okay,
it's like a clay raised area.
Just burrows under her bed like the most annoying pee.
I'm okay with this. Well,
yeah, I'm gonna actually do this then. Fuck it.
Oh god.
So
do you attempt to?
That room is full of animals.
Do you?
But I do the other side of the bed that she's sleeping on, because like I know I realize I'm like, oh fuck, I'm probably snoring loud.
Feel like I have to ask, how does Neferani sleep? Do you sleep like the typical teenager where you're sprawled out?
Oh yeah, she's on her back. Okay, so let's imagine this.
Oh, I've seen this movie.
So I'm on the bed
Bub
because I'm
immediately
humanoid. One leg is off. My head is kind of half off.
Sure.
And I'm just like.
Perfect. Ronan, do you attempt to stealth this? Are you at least considerate enough to not try to wake her?
Can I
I've seen
ping
this source movie maker.
Can I ping like on the map?
I mean, yeah, you can ping, but the moment that you start going under blanket and under that pseudo mattress, your vision it's fairly easy to get lost. But it's not like you're going to be wandering into a hall or some kind of blanketed room much.
You're gonna get lost in her bed.
Yeah.
There's a joke there somewhere.
But I was just gonna ping. I was gonna ping which corner of the bed I was going to.
Lost in her bed. Yeah, I'm gonna name my my next album that actually. Lost in her bed.
Lost
it's gonna be a love album.
bed.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna like prop up one of the corners of the bed and crawl underneath the bed.
Sure, got it. Okay. So consideracy nod. Are you just kind of slowly describe this to me? Hit me with details.
So I'm gonna lift one corner.
Okay.
Like the I guess the back right corner of the bed.
All right.
We're in the bottom left room, correct? Just to clarify.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of in the corner. So I'm gonna like lift up one corner. I'm gonna prop up the corner of the bed with that pillow, and then kind of just like squeeze back in there.
Perfect.
But my head's gonna be kind of out. I take two pillows. Because I forgot I have to prop one side up and then sleep on the other. So my head's gonna be. It's like I'm tucking myself into like a burrito. I'm a goblin burrito in the corner of the bed.
All right. Okay. Well, this is probably amidst the first few times that I've ever described this, but Misty, I'll give you an opportunity at perceiving this as it's happening.
What?
Perception, please.
What if I'm gonna roll it, but
Yeah.
I can't even.
I'm not sneaky about this though at all.
Luckily, you don't have to roll incredibly high. You rolled incredibly high. Perfect. So you
get up out of bed to see this happen.
You wake. You notice that the tremor that is his snore has stopped. But you feel almost like the blanket itself, this mat where you've been sleeping, has sort of shifted slightly. And you can see him weasel up under the mattress of sorts, and then turn around so he can exit his head from the side of the bed. I'm guessing it's so you can breathe clearly.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
I like hair.
You see his head poke out from under the mattress, at least his ears, and he rests. Do you say or do anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I might kind of like lift my head up with like my mouth agape, like and like some probably cat drool, and just kind of look at him like comfortable. I'm not like he's clearly trying to get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not like trying to mess with me.
No, yeah, he's clearly not trying to bother you.
How small is he?
He is, if you
real small.
Man, he's
Right.
like just a little larger than Packet, to be honest.
Oh shit. Okay, so hey, little buddy, just if you want to crawl in the end, like curl up on that corner on the bed, not under the bed. You're gonna tilt it, and I'm gonna get And then I say all this like kind of head like just slightly pulled up and like one eye askew and like all like vocal fry. I don't want to be awake.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that. I do that then. Like I listen to her. Like while going to sleep, she says to do that, and I'm like,
I've got my own bed.
okay.
Perfect. You grab the pillow that you used to prop the corner of the bed. You move over to the other side of that corner, and you curl up. Probably have some blanket thrown over the top of you, and you're good to go. May have been the worst decision Neferani could make. Because she put the freight train off of the floor, now on top of her bed, and it now has a slight shake. There is a slight rattle with every bellowing snore coming from the goblin.
So all goblins have sleep apnea.
I love how there is an unused room because of Jamara that is still unused while she's dealing with all of this.
I feel like this is one of those nights like where Packet won't stop friggin' circling on my bed like to get comfortable, and he like every once in a while will come up to my face and be like, "Hi, I know it's 3 a.m. What's up?" Feel like that, but where I'm still like, "But you're sleeping on my bed. You're my friend and your dog, and this is my new pet."
I don't think he's as cuddly as all that, but you know what?
Oh well, he's on the
You don't
bed.
know my
He's
life.
inside the bed, right? Like, hey, maybe Pac-Man-esque stuff is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Arnold!
Cat machine.
Move it, football head.
You call me football head. We're gonna have some fisticuffs.
Have
Imagine,
words.
Like what was that? What's the name of that character from South Park? The Canadians, the
I-
the
Terrence
flapping
Phillip.
head.
Don't kick the
Phillip.
baby.
Yeah.
Right, kick the baby. Like the way their head works. That's now how you talk in my head forever. Headcanon. Boom.
My people
I
took
have-
1,000 years to get over that, but it's fine.
I posted an image that's kind of like that I found randomly. Hold on, see if I can find it again.
As he's posting that, Jared,
Yeah.
back to you and KO. KO, you
Poor
can
lad.
see this. He's expressed that he's going out for a bit of a walk. Do you say anything further? What would Donkor do in this moment?
If you give me just a moment to fully wake up, do you want me to go with you?
I'm not gonna tell you. You have to get. It's been a long day. The two you got the fight with the Sphinx. It wasn't the best of times, I imagine. I'm gonna go wake up our lovely Farhan and do paladin things to make sure he's on our side.
You know what? This might be a good opportunity. I need to speak to him anyway. Give me a moment to grab my things and take a little bit of a stretch.
As Donkor then gets up out of bed, rather a lot slower than normal, he'll then go back to where his bag was and begin to like prep himself to get ready to leave.
Sure. Do you don armor, or do you just gather it all to exit the upper floor?
He'll don his armor. He'll fully kit himself as if he's ready for the day.
How long does Abasi wait?
He'll go into the public area and sit down for a moment. He figures that Neferani's going to be asleep. He figures that Pilakka's not going to be up right now wandering around. He's got a bit of time. He just doesn't want to hear Farhan get up and go downstairs without them.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Then you'll wait just long enough, and he will be adequately equipped. Tired, but there. He's waiting at the door, Donkor.
Sorry it took so long that you had to wait for me to get ready. Apparently I drank a little bit too much. I have this pounding headache. Let's go.
Yeah, your trick with the hat last night was fantastic, by the way. Without any context, Abasi will just open the door and walk into the hall.
The Donkor will just be like, trick with a hat? What do you mean? And then just walk behind him. Super confused.
Just terrified something has happened.
All right. So the rest of the people inside of the of your resting area here, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to perceive this.
The trick with the hat?
No, the fact that the door is going to shut.
Roll another perception,
please, from including Pilakka.
I get out. What the fuck? They're awake now.
Dude, what are these high rolls?
What makes you think I wasn't awake?
I have finally passed the F out, apparently.
So, Neferani is gone. Pilakka, likely asleep, maybe slightly rustled, but not quite jarred awake. You were pretty close, actually. You would just have to break 10 when you're in another room and sort of asleep, and sub 10 from your roll puts you at 9, so you're pretty close. Ronan, however, will hear it. Ronan, from the corner of your bed, despite the tremble of your own snore, you will hear what sounds like a door shutting fairly close to you, likely within 15 or 20 feet. You say or do anything?
I get up. I kind of like just crack my neck and then crack like as many, like my fingers and everything. As soon as I get up, you know, probably from all the injuries and broken bones and whatever. I go over and I see that the hookah's gone out. I get dressed and then drag the hookah in the other room.
Sure. You drag the hookah into the other room, and the first thing that you notice is that the bar on the door has been lifted. Your door is no longer locked.
Is anybody in the main room?
No.
I put the hookah against the wall, and then I go to the door and try to see if like anybody actually came in or left. Like if anybody like obviously forced it open in any way.
Sure. This is where it would come down to a new perception if you're trying to adequately listen.
Right.
Give you a chance. Very good. Wow, you're killing perception tonight. Very good.
All day.
Yeah, you
goddamn moon eyes.
You actually hear, you don't see anything, but you can hear that the last few steps rising to the second floor, before it reaches the first floor, there are the sounds of a footfall.
Okay, so I assume one of the members went downstairs maybe to get more, you know, morning refreshments or whatever.
Something? You know that it's still technically night, as it's not first light yet.
Oh, it's not even first light?
Correct. Still super early.
I don't really know these guys, so like I don't know their rituals. I don't know if they're standing guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really didn't know anything. So I just go back to the corner, and I guess I sit on one of the pillows and light up the hookah.
All right. How do you do that? How do you light up the hookah?
I would look around the room for any type of flint or anything I can start like a fire with.
You see nothing of the sort. They've left nothing available for you to freely start a fire.
Oh, yikes.
These dickheads.
Wow, there's nothing left to light this. It's usually like, I don't know how they did it back in the day. I guess they would take like, because I know that they have coals. Whenever I go to the hookah places,
between
coals.
Magic and some of the more basic or remedial mechanics, they would just use their big lighter.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, sure. Wait, no.
A lot of people at this time, they had the ability to, one, they either kept a fire running at all times, or two, if they were just freely prepared, they had the flint and steel, or they were capable of casting just a light cantrip, just to snap and create flame.
Right. And the fire from the bath is completely extinguished, correct?
Not even in the building.
Oh, okay. So, seeing that I couldn't find anything around the room to light the hookah, I'd probably grab my sword and just start sharpening it with a whetstone.
Do you have a whetstone?
Probably have that on me. I don't know that I have that in my inventory.
Because they're certainly not going to give you equipment. The only thing that was really left on your person was the leather armor and the sword that was attached to the box. Right now, any additional equipment will have to be acquired when you get into town. Because right now, you got nothing unless you start rummaging through their backpacks.
I don't know then. It says that I have a dagger, but I don't know that I have that with me. Actually.
Likely not even having that with you.
Yeah.
Pilakka might have various doodads if you wander into her room.
Pilakka literally has vials of everyone we've ever met's blood and shit. Pilakka takes everything. Pilakka's got some fucked up shit in that room, dude. You're gonna walk in and find a monkey skeleton hanging down in front of the door.
What you need, green boy?
What are you buying?
What? I got everything. What are you buying?
What are you selling?
That smoke, that diesel, that fish scale, man.
Pilakka just got blue torches lit everywhere in the room.
I guess I would look for a whetstone to see if there's one around, because I would assume them being adventurers.
Neferani's got a nice shiny rock for you.
Yeah. I don't know about that rock yet, though.
Not yet. That's correct.
I'll if you'd like the rock, though. I have wares. If you have coins.
How much would
Resident
I know?
Evil and a Khajiit were screwed.
How would I know? How much would I know about Pommettes being in pit fighting? Would I see Pommettes?
No.
As other pit fighters?
Pommettes in Golarion itself, in the mainland, very, very unlikely. They're very secular in design. They have a tangible design that is to effectively stay underground and protect pharaohs. Either if they're living, they stay. We're talking like real close, right? And if they're dead, they don't stray very far. That is them by design. They wish to.
But they resemble dwarves, though. Like they look.
Oh yeah,
very similar. So
blonde-haired dwarves, man.
I think I would know that, even though I was taken pretty young, like in maybe my teenage years, even though that dwarves have stuff with weapons and forges. So like, I'm going to look around for the dwarf and just start barging in rooms, looking for the dwarf to see if he has a whetstone.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. You,
I don't even think I do.
Which room will you go into first? Upper left, upper right, bottom right.
I would probably go, like if I set down the hookah and then I was looking around the whetstone around the center. Is that a fountain in the center? What is that in the center of the middle room or the common room?
I think it was supposed to be some sort of fountain.
Yeah, it was a fountain.
Okay, cool. I would and I just inspected the door to leave is
to the far left.
To the far left. Okay,
correct.
So I would go into the top left room looking for the dwarf first.
Not there. It's not locked. There's no bars, no equipment additionally, so it's just an open bedroom.
Okay, so that was Jamara's room, correct. So then I would go to the bottom right.
Sure. Bottom right, you'll see that it is a bit more slept in, but most of the belongings are gone. 2 beds here.
And then no one's in that room as well.
Correct.
So then I would try the last room on the top right.
Pilakka, would this door be locked?
I would say probably not, but you're gonna see some shit.
Sure.
I'm top left. Did you say top right just now?
Yeah, I may have misconstrued that. I thought you were top right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's empty?
Either way, you have a choice, either top left or top right.
I would say I'm top left.
Got it.
Because that's what I remember it as. And it's not locked, but the room is very, very dark, and it's not the way it's not arranged like the other rooms anymore. I've changed things.
Sure. So you open the door, and what do we see? What is the intelligent design of this room? How has Pilakka changed just that?
Immediately, most likely, and it kind of depends on him and his character, on Ronan and how Ronan would react. But most normal mortal beings would immediately sense something like wrong or like a threat, like get out of there, and would kind of notice things like the bed's been disemboweled, and the linen and any of the stuffing has been contributed to the entire room. Now comprises of just a spell circle. Any decoration has been put towards this. There are things like there's like totems and stuff hanging from the walls now, and there's just kind of like an unnatural breeze like floating through. And in the middle is where the most like shredded bedding and maybe like some discarded, some like broken apart furniture, maybe like a hefty helping of raccoon spit has made like sort of a almost like a nest in the center. That it's even like it's like those chairs in the beginning of Men in Black, those egg-shaped chairs that are impossible to get comfortable in. And she's just kind of in the middle of that, like half asleep with like her rosary in one hand and just like I guess her eyes would be open. I can't remember if crows have eyelids.
I think they do.
Yeah. So her eyes are like half open, and she's just kind of like mumbling under her breath.
Farhan is gonna fucking kill us when he sees that room.
Yeah, remind me not to take Pilakka to an Airbnb.
Your rating is gonna plummet.
My gosh.
I don't think Ronan would be that disturbed, being that he, lived with a goblin tribe, and they tend to live pretty gross and like weird shit everywhere, like totems and just shit torn apart for no reason and chaos. So I might step back because of the spell circle. I don't see a lot of magic being a goblin, but the ritualistic stuff would not turn me off. I don't think I should use that phrasing.
Okay, all right. So you're not really shaken by just that.
Nah, I'd walk in and be like, "Hey, bird lady, are you awake yet? The brown dwarf is gone."
Of what consequence is this to me?
Do you have a whetstone?
Whetstone?
Yeah.
Not currently. I've come across a couple of dry ones.
Like something to sharpen my blade.
I cannot help you. You had best leave. Immediately.
You aren't one of those flying birds, right?
Pilakka just starts levitating slightly.
Ronan slowly backs out of the room and closes the door.
Perfect.
Levitate at will, baby.
Pilakka.
Yes.
You did hear that the brown dwarf is missing. Do you think anything of this, is this of consequence as you've asked, or do you just mind your own?
Oh, no, I'm minding my own.
Okay.
I don't give a shit what Abasi's doing, to be honest.
All right.
No offense, Abasi.
Abasi's there, I'm like, wow, there's so many magical relics and bitches.
Perfect.
Okay, maybe a little bit now. You got my attention.
I can't say for sure if he said bitches or finches.
Yeah, I heard bitches.
Look at all these bird
bitches.
ladies. These bitch bitches.
My people.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So since we've kind of gone through this in the second floor, I'm just going to let everybody sleep. I can't imagine that we would see much more out of Ronan short of getting more rest. You have your option. You have the corner bed, the corner of the bed of Neferani. You do have the open room with the larger bed, or you have the open room with 2 smaller beds. Your choice.
This is becoming Goldilocks. I'm probably just gonna go back into the room, like seeing that no one's here but her, and the bird started levitating.
Yeah.
And flying birds scare Ronan a lot because he's actually. We're not gonna get into that now.
Sure.
Oh, we are gonna be friends. You hate birds too? Fuck birds.
So I'm gonna go back in the room and try to sleep. But I'm gonna bring my sword into the room.
I can just see Ronan being like, I hate birds for something they call a cloaca. I'm not sure. Just release and dump on me.
Abasi's house, we're going, yeah, fuck cloacas! I mean, yeah, fuck cloacas! That's a shit.
Issue.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring my sword into the room and put it in the corner.
Got it.
And then I don't know that I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm just gonna kind of sit in the corner and wait for stuff to happen, because I've got nothing to do. All the food's gone. I can't sharpen my sword. So I'm just gonna prop my sword up in the corner and wait for the cat lady to wake up.
Got it. Perfect. All right, friendos. Downstairs. It's eerie.
That's not good noise. What the fuck?
It's eerie out here. Not seeing most of the patrons, not seeing Farhan, only hearing the whirring sounds of the water around the well. This is where all of the water has been drawn from. It's a fingerless system off of the Sphinx River, and the whirring comes from Toothy below. It's eerie seeing no blue, yellow, and purple plumes rising from the various tables with hookah. It's eerie seeing no one here, but the visions of yesterday still hangs entirely so. This place is lively, even when it's entirely dead. Farhan is not to be immediately seen.
So fucking creepy, don't you think?
I mean, it's no different than the sun's not even up yet. What do you expect? Everybody's probably sleeping, save for maybe the few that are actually here, because they probably never sleep.
All right, that's that. All right, I get that, but like, I'm from underground, and usually it's dead quiet. You don't hear a pin drop. This is freaky. What is that noise?
That's probably the well. Yeah.
Why do waters make noise? Like I've never heard that. No, that's not running water. That's not what the fuck is that noise?
Do you move over to the well?
Sure, I'll investigate the well noise.
Sure. It's a bit of a drop, mind you, but your eyes can see that far down. You have dark vision, courtesy of being a dwarf, a pommet. And when you peer downward into the well, there is something stirring. Given the fact that it's sort of all flowing in one centralized direction, there's something that sort of goes against the flow. And you see it roll a few times before you catch a glimpse. There is this glimmer of eye, and there's a very small crocodile.
Oh, bloody hell, it's just one of your people. It's pretty cute.
It's usually there's a crocodile down there. It's cute.
It's really it's small.
Now that's make note of that. That'll be interesting to hear of later.
You can't just say that. The hell I can. There is people. They're the same things.
And as you're both kind of hovering over, peering into the well, looking down at Toothy, there is an audible slap at the opposite side of the bar. Farhan has risen, and he's attempted to scare you.
Abasi, already being paranoid, just got out of the tomb where he faced a god and knows that people are trying to kill him, is going to spin and draw his weapon.
You see Farhan's face just sort of upturned slightly so. He's got the reaction that he's desired.
You're bloody having a good chuckle over this, aren't you?
To be kind of fair, your face was absolutely priceless. You look like the world was ending. Someone just came behind you and had already stabbed a knife in your back. It was glorious.
The first time that happened, we went in that bloody tomb and I got stabbed by Zanjafar. Where were you?
Watching.
Good morning.
Hey, like the bloody statue in the corner.
You were stabbed.
I was stabbed, maimed.
Who stabbed you?
Farhan, do you not remember where I've just spent the last few days?
To be completely fair, he did just wake up. And not very long ago, I was probably as drowsy as he was.
And then he snuck up on the plummet. That's not good life decisions. I'm telling you right now.
No, but it was priceless and very well worth it.
Hey, well, you're going to see who's been laughing. When I talk to the crocodile people, I'm like, you know what he's been saying to the dwarfs? It's going to be bloody war with him. You got to lock him up somewhere.
Farhan's eyes just go wide. Not sure what to make of the current situation. It sounds like you have had a very active past week or so.
What active's a way to put it?
To be
Is there
completely
something that I can do for you on this morning?
Do we tell him? We should tell him. It's important that he knows.
Well, I mean, you wanted to talk to him, and I just wanted to see if he confirmed how long we were staying here.
Oh, we
You
never.
paid him
we never
a
looked that up.
lot of gold. It's definitely a month. It's not. I'm not accepting a week out of this man for 100 and something gold. He said it's like 2 gold a night. It's less. It's like a gold a night. I don't know what it was. It wasn't very high.
I can't recall precisely, but it was charged per the person. So at the time, you guys had 5 people, and it was not including a Gidok, just because. Sure, we'll let a pet
If he
sneak in.
charged us for the raccoon,
If he only knew what Gidok was capable of, he might double charge.
I would find a different inn.
He might not have.
There
He might not have
probably isn't.
seen Gidok because Gidok usually hides under Pilakka's robe, disguised as like a humpback or a
Sure.
big belly or a big booty.
Technically, he hasn't seen Pilakka yet.
True enough. True enough. And that's really horrifying because this minor disguise of yours, it changes the way that you look. So under that, it sort of looks like you've just got like one permanently roving tumor.
Yeah, if I'm unless he's like standing still, yes, pretty much. If he moves at all, then yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Oh. So it's not even first light. Is there something that you needed to say to me?
Actually, there's a couple of things I need to know from both of you, actually. You less so because you've kind of proven yourself to me, but Farhan, can we trust you?
What kind of a question do you ask, man? This is, can we trust you? What?
No, it's a serious question. Donkor, you think about it. If we can't trust him, where are we going to be by tomorrow? Dead.
This is something that I don't know how to answer to you. I can say yes, but you may not believe me. I can say no. And you would be wrong.
You just ask him, man. Can you trust him? Because
Well,
that's asking for them to lie to you. Then again, you probably
It's
would
true.
lie, but do you not know how this works?
Do you not know why I waited for you to come downstairs with me? It's because if he lies to me, who's better likely, me or you, to notice that he's lying?
Well, the fact that I've already spoken to him and we've had prior arrangements trying to save your face, then he's probably trustworthy.
Oh, well, I think a lot of you should know. A couple of interesting things have happened. And I want to let Farhan know the shit that we've seen because we need a man we can trust who owns a house we can stay in.
Listen, gentlemen. I run the Tutenhuka, and this is a place that you may rest your feet and your head. You can have fine wines. You can smoke a good hookah. But I am not a therapist.
Abasi's like, what the fuck? Not a therapy I'm worried about. He stomps his way over to him, an angry fat dwarf waddle, and he goes, what I'm worried about is this! And he slaps Akentepe's funerary mask on the bar.
Oh, boy.
Wait, was that the mask I was wearing?
No.
That was the mask that Akentepe was wearing.
Oh.
Now, why would you just willingly show that in the bar? Are you stupid in the morning?
No, wait a minute. You know, I noticed a couple of things. I'm not as slow as you may think. I've been watching Farhan since we met him, and I've noticed two important factors. He didn't want people in the necropolis, and he was sad when they died.
Well,
you know what else has been
anybody would
sad?
We would be sad when people die. And of course nobody wanted anybody to go to the necropolis. It was sacred ground.
Oh, yeah, but the Pook didn't seem to give a shit now, did he? I don't think Zanjifar cared.
Listen. What happens with the Pook is not allowed in here.
Oh,
if
no,
you
that's
have
fine.
tidings or
That's
dealings with the Pook, it is not in the Tooth and Hookah.
You know, you're scared of the Pook. I can see it in your eyes, Farhan. But you don't know what that is, do you?
I truly think that's fear. I think he's putting his foot down.
Oh, it's not. It's not. Look at the thing on the bar, Farhan. Do you know what that is?
It is a mask. What should I know what this is?
It's a funerary mask, Farhan. Now, long ago, let me spread you a tale.
He's a barkeep, Abasi.
He knows more about this town than I do, and I'm starting to think he might know more than he's putting on.
He's a barkeep, but again, people talk. That's probably all he knows.
Oh, then he could be useful to us. But this mask belonged to Akintepi, and Akintepi's not dead anymore. We have a problem. Or maybe a friend. I can't tell because the whole town's trying to kill me.
Have you never drank before? The wine is not that strong here.
No, you bloody... And he pulls up his headband. He's like, is it a gold now? Akintepi's a gold, I guess. I don't know. They blew through solid rock and disappeared into the sky.
You know, you should probably not be yelling this so early in the night, morning, whatever time it is. Listen, I really shouldn't be talking about this.
I love Abasi's paranoia. It's my favorite part of the character. It fucks so much shit up.
Hold one moment, please. He moves to behind the bar, and he seems to push some things around before finally he raises what seems to be 3 mugs to the table, in which he brings his wine gourd down and begins to pour it into each of the glasses. It's going to be one of those days, I think.
It already is.
Farhan knows things. You're not wrong, but I am not an archivist. I am not one to take measure of much history. I just know what I was taught to do. That is to respect the dead and the gods. What you have done in this tomb, I do not know. I do not know what this mask is, but the common people, the peasants of Wati, they are not buried in this funerary mask. We are not so lucky to be buried with very expensive belongings. I believe that this mask could likely buy me a second bar. Would you happen to find yourself in a situation where you'd like to be a proprietor of a Tooth and Uka Part 2? It can be arranged.
Franchise.
Abasi picks it up off the counter and goes, I'm not selling the blade. You know what? I don't want to be mad at you for that. I understand it. I get it. As a man of the mountain myself, you know, or so they tell me down the line, who knows? I get wanting money. The thing is, I left all the expensive shit behind. I don't like what's happening in this town, and quite frankly, I'm terrified out of me wits. And he puts the thing back in the bag, and he's like, what I'm looking for is information. And Farhan, you know so much stuff. You, I'm hoping, Abasi's like freaking out more. He's like, I need to know who I can trust, and I need to know who can I talk to in town that won't kill me, Farhan.
You do know a Tooth and Hookah Part 2, how much money does that make? That might actually be a good idea.
You can hear Abasi facepalm.
Listen, it's all about the longevity of the building. So when you keep the business going for quite a long time, it naturally has its own gains. But I presume that since you have gone into adventuring, slow gains is not quite in your forays.
I mean, I was a merchant before, but that's all the more reason why this is more interesting to me. Having an establishment, that might be good business.
You are the first that I have seen personally that have come out of the tombs. The necropolis is not so forgiving. It takes many lives. You will have what they say, notoriety now. You have a bit of a reputation.
Magram's balls, I don't want that.
Well, then you should have probably been yelling about we revived gods. And
You calm down. I've dealt with enough drunks to know that, especially, no offense, Farhan, the people that are still like coming back into the bars this early in the morning, they don't know shit.
And the ones that
it's good for business.
It is. It's definitely good for business. Listen, what actually are you trying to accomplish here, Abasi? He clearly doesn't know.
I want to know. So my dad comes into town. He sends assassins. You know, the Pook really doesn't have much of a problem with this anymore. Actually, he got what he wanted. I'm sorry, but Jamaras. So this leaves what? I have assassins. I have an okay Pook, and then we've got the consortium. That's the other one, and a god. All the potentially want to see me in the ground. I don't know about you, but I want some information. I walk outside today and I could end up dead from any of 6 different people.
I mean, to be completely honest, you could have walked outside before going into the 2 men have died to about maybe 7.
Well, do you really think Shamara will kill me? She's the only one that's disappeared. Oh, Zanjafar. No, I believe that. He did try and kill himself with my sword. You saw that.
That's not what I'm talking about, but okay.
Well, how do I have less targets?
Because I could have had you killed. I chose not to.
Awesome. Right, fucked up, Donkor. But you know what? I respect it.
I at least told you. That's all I can say. Oh, now, what does I'm sure Farhan definitely wants to have his establishment, his morning rituals, and not have to deal with your therapy session. What are we trying to accomplish?
I need to know where I can go, where I won't be. Look at me, I'm a bloody pommet in the city.
Listen,
where can I hide?
You talk so much, but you say too many words. You need to bring it down. Save yourself some breath. Less words, more potency.
A bossy needs a stronghold? Where does a bossy get a stronghold?
Well, you have come to the wrong place. Wati is not a place for a stronghold. This is a place for the people. It is, how many people come here? Well, it depends on the situation, but you've come with the most prominent necropolis in all of Wati. And all of Osirian has opened up upon you. So, why you have been brought here? Why you have decided this place? It speaks differently than to your desires. But that is neither here nor there. You have said that Farhan knows things, and you're not wrong. I am an old man. Adventuring is behind me. This is all that I have left. I would be willing to help you, potentially align you with people that may help you as well. But you have to help me. You have to promise that you will not name me in any situation that might cause a cost of my business or my life. That's the first part.
As adventurous, no, it's okay. As adventurous, I completely understand the need for a quest, and I understand the need not to screw those that help you. I've guarded bodies most of my life, but I won't tell you which ones. Maybe that'll get a little bit of camaraderie there.
I don't think it will.
Shut up! I'm working my ass off here, Donkor.
Secondly, if you wish to acquire Farhan's help, you will have to rent for the rest of the month.
The boss goes, but
discount price?
Didn't. That's why you get a contract, Donkor. This is why you get a contract.
If it's on the books that it's come down that you guys rented it out for the month and the month's value, then that's fine. Okay. And you can just have that. But if it's down that it's for a week, he'll ask for a month. And if you've already paid for a month, he'll ask for a second month.
That sounds shitty, but it's double versus quad, so I can't, we're hoping that it was a month.
I don't see the problem here. Abasi, you want this man's help? He's a businessman. You have to help his business first.
Oh, and I get that. And it's not like we're exactly... I'm not allowed to talk about that, am I? And Abasi freezes up with his hand on his purse.
What do you want to do? I already had plans to help get us to secure more time in our room. I just need to know what you're going to do now that you're trying to bribe this man.
As he looks directly at Abasi, almost ignoring that Farhan exists.
Bribes are accepted. It's fine. I understand. This is the way of things.
See, he understands, but you think you'd understand? You're a merchant? I'm looking for security and information. This man, of all the people I've met in this town at least, seems the most likely to help me get that without also removing parts of my face.
I am also the most likely to protect my own skin. It is nothing personal.
That kind of comes with the territory. I'm terrified, but I know what kind of person you are. I can see it in your hands and your eyes and how you hold yourself. You haven't lived here your whole life and you're not a stupid man.
He nods. Doesn't say much, though. Allows you to generate this idea further.
So, what do you plan to do?
Well, I'm going to find the money to buy this out for the rest of the time that he needs. And with that, I'm going to use Farhan's brain to keep mine in me head.
He just said he wasn't a therapist.
That's not...
It's true, I am not. I did not go to school for this.
It's fine. It's okay. If I need a therapist, I will talk to the bird.
That is probably the worst idea I've ever heard you say, besides what you've been spouting off this entire morning.
I was taught that you seek knowledge where knowledge is to be found. And knowledge is found in brains that haven't been rotting in the body of, say, I don't know, a small deformed pommet that's sleeping in our room.
What?
Wink, wink.
The bloody green one, you've seen it. It's terrifying, really.
Wow.
You know what? You're right. Let's save Farhan so that he can save your brain, because what's happening right now isn't going to help anyone. In fact, it's too early for this. He probably just wants to begin his day, and yet he has to listen to you.
It is true. I must begin some preparations. There is several bits of cooking that I must do. I have to bring in additional resources.
I might not know as much about business and mercantile practices as the two of you, but I do know for a fact that if I flash coin in front of him and ask for something, he's not going to be upset to see it.
This is also true.
But you're not flashing coin in front of him at this moment.
You are. You're just flashing words. Many of them loudly so.
Listen, Farhan, this is not about you. All right, it's between me and Donkor.
It sounds like it is about me. At least a little bit.
We're talking about... I can't handle this. It's too early in the morning.
You don't seem to know what to do with that mask. That seems to be very important to you. I'm guessing that you had found some things in the tomb of this person you call Akampi? Akantepi? I do not know. Either way, there is someone that I can help you find. I tell you where to go and I tell you who to speak with.
But you see, Donkor, this wasn't a waste of time. It was, in fact, brilliant.
I think he just wants to get rid of you.
This is partially true. I must continue my work. There is a woman that you can seek. A human woman. She lives here in Wati, but she operates on the Mend. This is a place that they call the Mend, and it's Mender's Row. This is something that Donkor is definitely going to know of. Mender's Row is a place that its primary job is an export and trade of raw and rare textiles.
Ah, yes, I know of the Mender's End. What? Who are we looking for?
You're looking for Oman Kotem.
Oman Kotem. Okay.
That's OHMUN space KOTEM.
Oh shit! My notepad's close. Whatever.
What was it? Spell the last part.
OHMUN KOTEM. Oman Kotem.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Abasi. You have a name and a place you can go look for to find whatever happening with your mask. Farhan, I apologize for the troubles this morning.
And he's gonna take 3 gold pieces that he has, and just from his bag, just put them on the table and be like,
I think we're done here. I think that sates his curiosity, and that pays you for your troubles.
He collects the gold and he says, "What troubles? I do not hear or see none." He pockets them and he walks to the rear side of the building.
You really don't think that all that business with Akantepi deserves a little looking into?
No, it's definitely worth looking into, but not with the man who's potentially could be paid off to either kill or save our lives.
Well, here's the thing, though. Aren't we, in turn, kind of holding his life hostage?
No. The man probably has more money with the money that we gave to him to probably kill us twice over. I'm not doing it.
And I have a firebomb in my pocket. I could burn the place down in a second. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do it.
And let's just say that he does remember this. He owns the Tooth and Hookah, probably the only bar and place you can sleep in the entire city. I don't think people are going to be happy with that.
What exactly? And if I were to go, I don't know, fall before the book again and explain that... I did not mean to do that. And explain that he's taken the battle plans that the consortium was looking for. You don't think they'd come down? No, it's really easy to drag someone down with you, which is a great deterrent for fucking you over in the desert.
Yeah, but I don't think that's exactly going to work the way you planned it. But, you know, I'll keep on letting you believe that.
But you told him, didn't you? Judging by the conversation you had when we got here, you were approached by me loving father, and you let Farhan know. Which tells me that I'm still alive, you're still alive, and my house isn't full of angry plummet.
Yeah, I was also paid.
Yeah, but this is a good reason to trust Farhan.
I don't see your point. I was paid. He can be paid off too.
Yeah, and you just paid him. I think that Farhan is in a good position that we could afford to trust him a little. I can't trust anyone else in this bloody town. Well, you even told me that you had a knife in your throat, and I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, that's true.
And out of the whole party, I think I trust you the most, and that's a terrifying prospect. If you've got the daggers in the dark and I trust you, then how screwed am I?
Probably very screwed. All the more reason why I'm telling you to not completely trust the man who could be paid off a lot more easily than me. I was given 250 gold at the most.
That's pretty good gold. You could actually probably buy this bitch out for a couple of months with that.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll have to remember.
So what are your plans now that you've had this conversation?
It's like, you just stated that you got paid $250 to almost kill me. Yeah, I know where that money is, and I know how you got it.
If it was an equivalent to, like, USD, $250 would likely be akin to, like 150,000 US dollars. You're looking at a fairly moderate amount of money that an average person can't earn in a decade in their life.
You can see the telltale pop-up, dude. Abasi will remember that.
Couldn't they buy the whole tooth and hook for that amount, like roughly?
They could, well, easily. Yeah, they could easily buy an establishment like this.
Get the fuck out. We own you.
We own you, bitch.
Ron probably makes that just about that, which is why he doesn't want to give it up with immediately the prospect of, I can open a second one.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, if I was playing any character except for Paranoid right now, I would immediately be like, yes, I'm so interested. And I'm like, why is Abasi not interested? Fuck!
Yeah, it makes sense.
Donkor is.
So, now that you've been given all of this knowledge, do you go back upstairs? Do you exit to try to take care of what little is left before the first sun? Or what do you do?
Well, I still have a lot of things need buying because my armor doesn't fit and I'm scared to be stabbed, but I feel that I should maybe move with someone other than just the guy who just admitted to taking money to kill me.
Who didn't take money to kill you.
To be fair, you now know he made the right decision. Well, what you feel is the right decision.
He didn't
It's
kill you.
true. And Abasi considered him to be the person he trusted the most, but then he's like, I got offered a lot of money to stab you, and he's like,
no one trusts the cat the most.
He was honest about it. He told you how much it was, and the fact that he didn't do it probably means a lot.
Well, also in Abasi's mind, yeah, he trusts Donkor because he knows what Donkor's about and who he is. The reason he doesn't trust Neferani as much as Donkor is because he's seen her do things that are just suspiciously naive, and he's really scared that she would find something out and be like, oh, Abasi, you're looking for Abasi? He's right over there at the Tooth and Hookah. He sleeps until about 2:30 or so. His door's unlocked. Here's an extra key to the building.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not that he distrusts her as a person, he just distrusts her personality to not get him killed. I know that guy.
So do you wake someone?
Yeah, I figure I'll go back upstairs and wait until people are more awake to go replenish our stock.
Okay.
So I guess I'll come face to face with Ronan as I walk back in.
Sure.
It's like, whetstone!
Dude,
We'll
to be
actually-
completely honest, places aren't really that open anyway.
We'll actually touch more back upon this in about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to go on our first break, and when we come back, in about 5 minutes' time, we will handle what you guys do with the rest of your day. It's likely you're going to be finding yourselves in First Light. Ronan, not really sure if he's going to be sleeping. Who knows what kind of encounters await you. So we'll be back in just a moment. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you in a minute.
Yay.